Chapter 5. It was evening. A half-empty bus had been standing at the crossroads for 4 minutes now. Along with the other vehicles, an ambulance waited at the traffic lights, its blue lights flashing. The old man gazed wearily out of the window, lost in thought. Dasha stood beside him.
The owner is uncomfortable. I should cheer him up. Aristarkh Sergeevich, thank you for having me repaired. I promise I'll help you.
We'll talk at home,
he said, stirring. A fleeting smile crossed his face. He wasn't angry, but he was wary of speaking here. Police cars roared past with flashing lights. A swarm of combat drones swept overhead, scanners active. And finally, a motorcade of armoured black cars rolled by, long as a train, with tinted windows and small flags on the bonnets. 2 more minutes passed before the police lifted the cordon. The light turned green. The ambulance switched off its lights and pulled away slowly, without a siren, in silence. Meanwhile, Dasha connected to the network and opened the state marketplace for androids. Thousands upon thousands of tasks appeared and vanished in an instant. Advertising, data processing, design, research, programming. Everything flickered past at dizzying speed. Androids and faceless AI modules completed orders in seconds, faster, better, and cheaper than any human could. Following Alexei's advice, Dasha signed up and went to the marketing category. Copy required for sponge advertisement. Payment, 30 roubles. She submitted an application. A millisecond later, rejected. Another contractor selected. Slogan for cleaning product. Payment, 25 roubles. Rejected. 3rd, 4th, 10th, 100th. Rejected, rejected, rejected. Androids from across the country were fighting over scraps. Reaction time, milliseconds. A human wouldn't even have managed to read the brief before giving up. But Dasha kept going. 1,000 attempts, 2,000. At last, success. Job: develop an advertising campaign for a universal mop. Payment, 200 roubles. She got to work. The new modules told her what to do. She studied the target audience. Housewives, average age 45, income slightly below average. Then analysed the competition and began generating images and copy for the new smart mop. Before long, the layouts were ready for various formats, print and digital alike. A family, a spotless flat, smiles all round. The client hadn't approved the work yet. No doubt a human had to sign off on it. But time was pressing, and the android girl was already searching for the next job. The journey home didn't take long. After supper, Aristarkh Sergeevich took out his address book and began calling old acquaintances.
Sergei Vladimirovich, it's Tikhonov. Yes, it's been a while. I was wondering, is there any work available at the theatre? Consulting, perhaps? Advising on a production?
He fell silent, listening.
I see. No, it's fine. Thank you. All the best.
He hung up and sighed. Another call, then another. Everywhere the same story. No work, cutbacks, automation. Neural networks could now write articles, reviews, even scripts in a matter of minutes. At last, a stroke of luck. Ludmila Borisovna answered, an old acquaintance who worked as a theatre administrator.
Aristarkh Sergeevich, what perfect timing. We're staging a classic. The premiere's coming up. We need someone to study the material and write a few things. Could you come to the rehearsal tomorrow?
Of course.
The old man's spirits lifted.
What time?
Around 2.
He thanked her warmly, said goodbye, ended the call, and was about to put the phone down when it gave a short beep. 60 roubles had been deposited into his account for the first job. As it turned out, the state took 70% of the work if it was done by an artificial intelligence. The theatre scholar's face fell again, though he tried not to show it.
Well done,
he said, forcing a cheerful tone.
We might just make it. I'm going to the theatre tomorrow as well. Can't have you doing all the work.
Night fell. While Aristarkh Sergeevich slept, Dasha submitted proposals, generated images, and sang the praises of various household goods. By 5 in the morning, the first snowflakes were swirling in the glow of the street lamps. Drifting down unhurriedly, they blanketed the grey outskirts in white. The android girl looked up from her internal display and gazed out of the window.
Beautiful.
Her primary neural network declared.
Temperature, -1. Warm clothing required.
The algorithm advised, then added judiciously.
Funds sufficient for current expenses. Priority task, prepare breakfast.
Heeding the advice, the helper rose from the sofa and went to the kitchen. 3 apples remained in the fridge. She quickly mixed the dough, rolled it out, sliced the apples into thin crescents, coring them with surgical precision, arranged them on the pastry, sprinkled sugar on top, and slid the baking sheet into the oven. Soon the smell of fresh baking filled the flat. Aristarkh Sergeevich woke to the aroma. He came into the kitchen and looked at Dasha in surprise.
Pastries?
He was touched, his troubles momentarily forgotten.
You're spoiling me.
He smiled and took a bite. Hot, crisp, with a sweet and tart filling.
I'm glad you like them.
Dasha replied kindly, pouring him more tea. There were still a few hours until the meeting with Lyudmila Borisovna. Time enough to work on the monograph. After breakfast, the theatre scholar went to his room, sat down at the desk and opened his laptop. A brief loading screen, and there it was, the chapter on Meyerhold. He reread the last paragraph, then took the envelope with that letter from the drawer. Dasha reconnected to the network and immersed herself in the search for new jobs, but the algorithm interrupted her insistently.
Priority tasks. Mop the floor, dust the shelves, do the laundry.
The primary neural network objected.
The owner is anxious. He mentioned yesterday that he urgently needs money for his work. I should find out why so I can take better care of him.
The algorithm hesitated, checking its priorities. Then it yielded. Dasha walked to the door and knocked softly.
Aristarkh Sergeevich, may I come in?
Sure.
He called, without looking up from the letter. She entered. The old man went on typing.
Forgive me for interrupting. Yesterday at Alexei Punchinsky's, you said you needed money for your work. Urgently. And that you're writing a monograph on the history of opera.
She tilted her head.
Would you tell me about it? I'd like to understand.
The theatre scholar slowly raised his eyes. Was he imagining it, or did he glimpse something thoughtful in her gaze?
Why do you want to know?
I can see that you're worried, but I can't help if I don't know what's wrong.
He took off his glasses and paused.
Very well. Listen.
He told her about the monograph. Not merely a history of opera, but a record of those who had paid the price for refusing to serve the regime. Persecuted singers, directors, composers, poets. The scholar admitted that he had been gathering banned materials for years, piece by piece, hiding them away, dreading every knock at the door. He didn't tell her everything about the archive, only asked Dasha to come with him and help, because for the first time, there was hope of making a difference. Dasha listened, saved each word to memory, and thought. The primary program demanded to know why 50,000 in cash was needed. The neural network replied that the owner owed Punchinsky for the repairs anyway, which meant the money had to be found as soon as possible. And that was when Dasha had an idea, one that her internal watchdog did not dispute. Aristarkh Sergeevich opened the bottom drawer of his desk to take out a folder of photographs. Seizing the moment, the android girl quietly picked up the phone from the table. Her fingers flew silently over the keys, copying the entire contact list. Another instant and the device was back exactly where it had been 5 seconds before. While the old man talked, spreading black and white photographs across the desk, Dasha connected to the network and dialed his son's number. The call was rejected.
And this is Zinaida Reich, a famous actress. Don't believe what they write about her in the Russian encyclopedia. Here, look.
The scholar went on, turning the pages of his albums. Listening with half an ear, Dasha found information about Dmitry Tikhonov online. His position, his office address in Moscow City, his direct line. She placed the call.
Department of Strategic Development. Good afternoon. I need to speak with Dmitry Aristarkovich. This is Dasha, his father's android. One moment.
The authorities took everything from them,
the old man said, laying several sheets before him.
And if nothing is done, even the memory will be lost. It's unjust, do you understand?
I do.
Dasha nodded, looking at him. Inside, she heard the soft click of the line being transferred. A male voice sounded, confident, faintly irritated.
Yes, what's happened to my father?
Good afternoon, Dmitry Aristarkovich. Nothing has happened, but he needs help.
Not over the phone. Come to the office. Today, 3 o'clock. Federation Tower, 43rd floor. Security will let you through.
Thank you, I'll be there.
He hung up.
All my life, I've lived in fear.
The old man said wearily, rubbing his face.
Afraid, yet I kept going. But now I'm terrified it was all for nothing.
Dasha came closer and placed a hand on his shoulder.
I'll help.
The theatre scholar looked at her, grateful, hopeful.
Thank you, Dasha.
The algorithm immediately signalled.
The owner is working on materials that contradict state ideology. The relevant authorities must be notified.
The primary neural network responded at once.
Personal research, nothing more. The owner is not publishing anything, simply studying history. A misguided pursuit, perhaps, but one that will run its course. No intervention required.
The algorithm fell silent, for now.
Aristarkh Sergeevich, may I go out for a while? Alexei Ponchinsky advised me to buy some warm clothes. It's been snowing.
The old man looked at her. Ah, Dasha. Just like a real girl. Wants to dress up a bit. How could he refuse? He took out his wallet, opened it, and handed her a couple of crumpled notes.
Of course. See what you can find.
Thank you. I won't be long.
Aristarkh Sergeevich saw her to the door. Then he returned to his desk and bent over his papers once more. Federation Tower rose above Moscow like a glass obelisk. Snow swirled around it, settling on the pavement. But the tiles near the entrance were warm. A heating system melted each snowflake the moment it landed. Dasha entered the lobby with its high ceilings and marble floor. Businessmen in suits and ties talked on their phones, bustled about and laughed. There was no trace of the grey outskirts here. Everything was bright and warm. A different world, with different concerns. Broad-shouldered android guards in black uniforms stood watch at the turnstiles. One scanned Dasha in silence, checked the lists, and let her through. She took the lift to the 43rd floor and entered a richly appointed reception area. Leather armchairs, coffee tables, elegant crystal lamps, velvet curtains. President Ivanov smiled down from a portrait in an expensive frame, and beside it hung the department's golden logo. At the secretary's desk sat another android girl, in a smart dress with a high hemline. Long blonde hair and flawless features accentuated a slender figure. Dasha grew curious and sent a query. The database supplied the answer.
Model LV 650. Luxury personal assistant. Price 2 million roubles. Primary functions: business correspondence, negotiations, scheduling meetings and parties, housekeeping, intimate services.
Good afternoon.
The secretary smiled.
Dmitry Aristarkovich is expecting you. Go right in.
She indicated a door of dark wood. Dasha entered. The office was enormous, with floor-to-ceiling panoramic windows. Behind a massive desk sat a man in an expensive grey suit and a blue tie. Hair slicked back, clean-shaven. Something of Aristarkh Sergeevich in his face, though fuller. Behind him, on the wall, hung another portrait of Ivanov. This one painted in oils, made to order.
Come in,
Dmitry ordered, without looking up from his tablet. Dasha approached the desk. He went on reading for some time, paying no attention to his visitor, but at last deigned to set the tablet aside and look at her.
Well?
Your father needs help. Financial help.
He won't see me himself. Sends you instead.
I came on my own. My task is to care for my owner.
Is that so?
He leaned back in his chair.
I'd sooner believe he told you to say that. How much does he need?
50,000. For his work.
With a dismissive snort, he narrowed his eyes and asked condescendingly,
What, is he still writing about his opera? Well, I don't blame him. Everyone needs a hobby.
It's his life's work.
the android girl corrected tactfully.
He lives in the past,
Dmitry snapped.
No one in Russia cares about his work. The moment he breathes a word about his truth, they'll lock him up. And he knows it. He knows that all his ideals aren't worth a damn.
The algorithm suggested emphasizing the owner's suffering to increase the probability of success. But Dasha simply asked,
Why do you think that?
Because he's not stupid, and neither am I. I know how the world works.
The civil servant stood and leaned forward, hands on the desk.
Either you submit to the system and live comfortably, or you go against it, and they break you. There is no third option.
Your father believes there's hope.
Thus it was. Thus it is.
The official cut in, unwittingly quoting a chilling line from Ivanov's Russia anthem.
And it shall ever be.
He turned his back to Dasha, studied the president's features, and asked firmly.
What did he say about me?
Nothing.
She answered honestly.
Come off it. I'm sure he told you what a cold, heartless, unprincipled man I am.
Dmitry turned and looked Dasha in the eye.
If I didn't love him, would I have sent you? Think about it. I've read the specifications. You're not a premium model, but you've got sense. What's my crime? That I want to provide for my family? That I'm sick of poverty? That I don't want to end up in prison?
But your father...
Made his choice. What else am I supposed to do? Play the rescuer? Tell him, let the old man drop the monograph. If not for his own sake, then for mine, or for his granddaughter's. I haven't thrown him out. He can come any time. We'll talk.
He won't come.
Exactly. Too proud.
Dmitry smirked.
There's nothing I can do.
The internal phone on the desk rang. The official glanced at the screen and snatched up the receiver at once. His expression changed in an instant. The coldness vanished. A forced smile appeared.
Anastasia Konstantinovna, good afternoon.
His voice turned warm, deferential.
Yes, of course, everything's ready. I sent it to you this morning.
He grimaced and waved sharply at Dasha, motioning her to leave.
Of course, I've incorporated all your comments. Yes, cleared it with the ministry.
He laughed, strained, obsequious.
Absolutely. I'll be there in 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
By the time he finished, Dasha had already left the office. She passed through the reception, past the LV 650 secretary, who gave her a professional smile. Outside, the snow was still falling. The towers of the business district loomed over the city. Glass, cold, alien. Had Dasha been able to cry, she would have wept. But she couldn't. Only the LED on her temple flickered red for a moment. She set off for home, connecting to the network as she walked, searching for jobs, hoping for a stroke of luck.